Yeah, so my name's Nick and I'm the General Manager here at Ovolo Inchcolm in Spring Hill. This property has 50 rooms. The building was built in 1929. It was converted to a hotel in 94. So it used to be pretty much one of the premium doctors' offices in Brisbane. So we've kept that medical theme, and you'll note throughout the building there's a homage to the past. We've actually got one of the only open shafted elevators still remaining, and it's the original lift that was shipped out from the States in 1929. But as you can see, Ovolo have added a really modern touch. As a brand, we love our 80s rock. Our learning and development team is branded Team Rock, and it's all band themed. So we've got David here over at reception. We've got David Bowie plates right next to medical apparatus that you don't even know what it does. But we've found that the history of the building has become what's the most unique thing about it. Anyone can pile a bunch of concrete boxes together and slap some beds in them, but here, we've got rooms where General MacArthur, who was the head of the US Navy in World War II, was treated for injury during the war. It's those little stories that we can engage and tell the guests, and it really creates a connection. And I think Ovolo fully refurbished the property last year. It used to be very Great Gatsby, and now I term it as Great Gatsby meets floral grunge, and just that little addition of the floral grunge has really just taken to market. You'll see behind me that the wallpaper, which was custom designed for the property, the amount of people we've had guests who want to buy it. I'm going, it's custom printed. We ran one amount to print for here, but and we've continued, the design team have continued that trend upstairs. So our bed heads and a lot of the feature cushions are using sort of graffiti print wallpaper by the same designer. So our properties are all very design-led, and they have a story behind them. So we rarely look at a building that's concrete and go, oh, well, that can be an Ovolo. We need to, the first thing we do when we buy a hotel is we gut it and renovate it and make it an Ovolo, because our concept and our brand is really loud and all about personality and individuals. We like to be seen as the disruptor in the hotel space. Really, in the market, everyone today is going, we're going to sell a cheap room and then bolt on everything else. So you pay extra for this and you pay $8 for a water from the minibar. We've actually gone the entirely opposite end of the scale. You'll pay a premium from our rooms, but everything's included. So you come in and you get free minibar, free breakfast. We have snacks and waters available 24/7. We add our signature cheeky touches. So the minibar is branded as a loot bag, and all of our stationery is "Why haven't you stolen me yet?" and little things that we throw yoga mats into the suites, and then you take them home and they actually say on them, "This needs to be stolen." So we enjoy those kind of things. We don't do any advertising. We don't really put our name out there. We rely on word of mouth and our TripAdvisor rankings and our return guests who sing our praises. We do things very differently at this hotel than everyone in Brisbane and most of the hotels in Australia, and it's really a concept that nowadays the industry is gravitating towards, and it's super popular, and the guests are willing to pay top dollar for it. Yeah, our return guests, we have a lot of fun with them. We get to know our return guests. We had one last week, one of my most regulars who always gets a room with a bath, and we weren't able to give them a room with a bath. So we went and bought a kiddie pool and put a 3.5 metre inflated kiddie pool into their room with a note saying, "Sorry, we couldn't get you the room with a bath on this stay, but here's a rubber ducky, enjoy it in your kiddie pool." I'm selling Australia first as a destination because people are bringing big conference business. They're looking at Australia or an island or Fiji or wherever. And then on a smaller scale, we're looking at, well, we need to sell Queensland over New South Wales, and so we sort of work through. And then, well, we're selling Brisbane versus the Gold Coast when we're trying to secure business. And then especially, I've worked in a lot of regional properties where the focus is selling the destination, and it's, regional RTOs put a lot of time and effort into selling this destination versus that one. So you really need to complement that. More business into the area will yield better results for everyone, regardless of whether it's coming into your property. Here at this specific property, we've only got 50 rooms, but we've got a ballroom that can hold 100. So straight away when you do the maths, you go, well, if I get the right size group, I can't actually accommodate them all. We've got a sister property, but it's 5 minutes away, and so I work with the French chain across the road very regularly. We cross-sell each other's properties. They got a large number of rooms and I can put overflow there. And they're always looking for really large conferences to come for a few nights, and they want an off-site dinner venue, but we're just across the street. So we've got a great relationship. We work very closely together. They're not in any way, shape or form competition to us because their product is just entirely different. That's not a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's just there's more choice in the market. And you know, there's a lot of new hotels popping up in Brisbane, which is great because it's finally bringing the city to have that level of offering that will attract international guests. So it's good for everyone. My first role was in room service and actually just fell into it. I had done work experience at a local hotel in year 10 and then sort of really enjoyed that week. And then when it came to finishing school, I had no idea what I wanted to do. So I just rang the hotel and said, oh, maybe I can grab a quick job and just keep myself busy while I decide what I'm going to do with my life. And they actually remembered me from 2 years beforehand, and I started the next day at 6 p.m. And from there, I've enjoyed it so much, I've never actually left the industry and never wanted to get out. Good GMs can come from any stream. There's no defined path. It really, you know, different operations will require a different skill set, but as really my mindset is that as long as I know how to get the best out of people and I can surround myself with good people who have the best knowledge and the best expertise in their area, I just need to know how to drive those people and you can achieve results in any area. Obviously you need to be a people person, the ability to create an experience and create a spark with everyone you meet and engage those around you, whether that's, to me the most important is your team, because I'm not checking every guest in. There's no point in me being able to provide a fantastic experience if my team can't do it. So here we really provide an amazing experience for the team, and that just flows through to the guest, and then that flows through with return guests, and they're willing to pay more about it and tell their friends, and suddenly we're busier, and then the bottom line will follow along as well. So we actively look for people who have a good attitude rather than any skills. So if you come here with a resume that's got 20 years of experience, but you won't, that you can't smile or you don't want to step up, like I can teach anyone how to make a bed or make a coffee or shake a cocktail shaker. But that ability to engage with someone and go, yep, you know what, I want to give that a try, and I can be out there and I can have new ideas. That's really the most critical thing is, as I said, through my career, I have taken every opportunity that's been thrown at me, and if it's been 6 months since a good opportunity, I've chased them. You need to really drive yourself. No one's going to hand you this job just because they can. You're going to have to fight for it, and you're going to have to prove that you're the worthy one.